fantasy, but I have you thinking I'm make-believe. From my lips to the way I move, it's so smooth. Baby, I'm a best futuristic lover. I'ma bet you never had a love like this before. I'ma put it on you, that tomorrow you'll be knocking on my door. I got the goodies, baby. Pick it.
All right, then we'll go on Unstoppable family. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Hey, it is Friday night. I don't know what time it is. That simply means it is an unstoppable night. It is an unstoppable show night. It is a night where we're going to be having a great conversation. Now, I know I say a whole heap on I wait from Wednesday and I say, yo, Friday can't come quick enough for unstoppable. Come on. Well, I know some of you see me last night on JJ Sip Talk, and who miss it? Too bad. But last night, me and Jay had a a fun show last night over there on Sip Talk. So you need to make sure you subscribe over there so you don't miss it again. Well, not that I will be there, but well, go on everybody. Sherry Gray, Sherry Gay, what's up? Blessings, Miss Sting in the building. Now listen. I want to say a blessed good night to every single person that is here with us tonight, because once we have life, we have to be grateful. Oh, my son. We have to be grateful as long as we have life. And we are here tonight and we are able to mingle with each other in the comment section, in the chat, and we are able to just enjoy tonight's show. So if you are grateful to be alive tonight, what we want to do right now, if we start off the show up in a good mood and on a good pace, start sending in some hearts right now in the chat and start to build up the vibes right now and build the love and build the anticipation for tonight's topic. Because guess what? We're happy to be alive, and tonight's show is going to be, is it going to be a sad one, a touching one, an emotional one, or a fun one? We'll just have to see, but nonetheless, we are happy to be alive, all right? So, tonight, I have a caller on the show, and I'm watching out for the hearts, don't think me now, look. Tonight, I have a caller on the show, and boy, me no know. The caller say, watch the art them, whoa, that's what we are talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Unstoppable family. Show that love. You're happy to be alive. Blessings to you. Now, tonight's topic, like I said, let's put it on the screen then, Mr. Director, please, and thanks. All right. So, the topic says, doctors declared me dead. Lord Jesus. But today, I'm alive to touch your life with my story. So, the doctor them declared the woman dead. And years later, she is still here to share her story with us and possibly touch somebody's life out there with her story. Now, remember that is what Unstoppable Show is based on. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's laughter, sometimes it's sadness, right? But the main thing about this platform is so that we reach people who may be going through a situation and feel like they have no one to speak to, no one to talk to. And you understand? So that is what this platform is for. If anybody out there feel like them not have nobody to talk to, this show is here to console you. You share your experience, and myself and the genuine listeners or viewers will listen, give positive advice if needed, but never judgmental. All right? So with that said, we're going to introduce tonight's caller to the show. But remember the rules of this platform. Don't you ever call me caller a fool, a idiot, a dummy, a jackass, nothing like that, or else those beautiful people where you see I rock that blue color name there like Menel Van Teresa and Susie them, they will block you. All right? Anybody where you see with the blue name, yes, them no ramp. So if you pass your place, you will get blocked. Now remember, your opinion is always welcomed. But remember, we are all adults here, so we can share our opinion in a respectful way. And that way it will be welcomed. All right? Thank you. With that said, Carla, good night. How are you? Oh, me have a Carla pause. My bad. Me did mute you. Good night. How are you again?
Good night. I'm good. I'm doing good.
So, first of all, I want to say thank you for making an attempt to contact me and say, Unstoppable, I would like to share my story. I totally appreciate that.
Sure.
Now, this one sounds like it may be an emotional story to share. it sounds serious because when somebody said them dead and well was pronounced dead, boy, I mean, no, it
Mhm.
sounds kind of scary to me. But I'm going to give you the platform so that you can share your experience, and I'll just listen. And where I feel the need to ask questions, I will jump in and ask questions. And 30 minutes in the show, we'll take a break so that you can probably refresh up your throat and thing and continue. All right,
All right.
go right ahead.
All right. So I was diagnosed with cancer a few years back, and the year for that diagnosis was 2011. All right. But before that, it was actually, there was signs, and there was no symptoms, but there was signs, because symptoms come with different things, and I did not know what I was feeling, or at least what I was going through. So when you really don't know certain things, you actually just bypass what is happening with you. All right. So during that time, before I got diagnosed, I noticed that whenever I eat something hot, and I'm chewing something, my tooth would always break off or fall out. I did not know the reason for that, but then it started to get worse, where one particular day I was actually in my house, and I was doing my hair, and then all of a sudden my mouth started filling up with lots and lots and lots of fluid, and I'm like, what is going on? That's just strange. And I know I'm not pregnant or anything. So anyway, I cry excuse from the hairdresser, and I asked her to go outside and let me do what I got to do. When I, you know, as they would say, spit, I just felt like something was missing from my mouth. So when I used my tongue to feel my gum, I felt two of my teeth was, missing. And I said, no, man, something is definitely wrong. I don't have tooth decay. I don't have cavity nor anything at all, basically. So anyway, I said, all right. At the time, I was married, so I contacted a dentist. I told my husband, and I contacted a dentist, and scheduled an appointment and went and see the dentist. When we went to see the dentist told me that I won't be able to put in any tooth or any plate, basically. So I said, why? He said to me, because something is not right. So he pulled some fluid from my gum. At the time, I was in Jamaica at the time. He pulled some fluid from my gum, and he said to me to come back within a week. So I said, all right, no problem. When I went back, he told me that, no, first and foremost, he asked me if I was eating wheat, like old wheat. And I said, yes, I eat a lot of it. He said to me that I should not eat no more, because at the end of the day, it's not healthy. Too much of it is not healthy. So I said, but I thought that whole wheat is supposed to be a healthy product. He said, yes, but too much of one thing is good for nothing. Anyways, I said, all right, what's the next move? He said to me that I'm going to have to do another test. And he did another test, and he said he's going to let me know what is going on. When he told me what was going on, I was shocked. He told me that I have brain and mouth cancer. Unfortunately, I never believed him, so I went back overseas, because that's where I was before. So I booked a flight and I went back overseas. And when I went there, they told me the same thing, that I have brain and mouth cancer, and I'm going to have to go through a necessary prep, and then go through chemo. All right. So when I went through the chemo, it was so challenging, because I started doing the chemo, and then the chemo was actually not working for me. The first chemo wasn't working, the second one wasn't working, and then the third one, it actually worked, but then something drastically took place where nobody never knew it was going to happen. Anyways, when I started doing the chemo and everything, the doctor, before I started doing the chemo, the doctor asked me to sign a piece of paper to state that whatever it is that I will be doing, there will be some side effects that comes along with it. If I agree to the terms and conditions, then I'm gonna have to, sign the paper and go through it. If I don't agree, then they won't be able to, prep me and do the chemo and all of that. So I said, well, what are the terms and conditions? He says that that would make me live a little longer, but then the chemo is going to cause a lot of pains and disturbance to my body and all of that. So I said, well, nobody wants to die. So basically, well, everybody have to die at some point, but nobody really ready for that. So I decided to sign the paper and, go along with the chemo. While going through the chemo, everything was really not working. It just wasn't working. And then after a period of time, the one of the chemo started working. But then when it started, it so happened that I fell at one point in time. I fell under coma with it, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, then they just try to do what they have to do to not let me go through that again. And then after that, something drastically happened. I literally was dead. My heart stopped because the chemical that they was giving me or the chemo what I was taking was too strong for my body. And it was brain and mouth cancer, so you know how that goes. When the brain and the mouth and everything, it just wasn't working for me. So the doctor pronounced me dead at that point in time. But all of that, my family, through all of that, my family never knew about it. Period. They never knew about it. I didn't tell them about it. When the doctor was signing the paper, when I was signing the paper and the doctor asked me if there's anybody they could call, I said there's only one person I could tell them to call, and that was my mother or my grandmother, but I would prefer for them to call my mother. But do not call my mother if anything drastically happened. Just wait a minute. Just wait. No, just don't just jump and call her because my mom's heart is not strong at that point in time to hear a news like that, just in case if anything happens to me. And the doctor remember what I told him when my heart stopped. And when they pronounced me dead, they waited for a couple of minutes and they said, but at least that's what they told me. They were contemplating between themselves if they should call a family member because that's not right for somebody to pass on and nobody knows about it. And within a few, I mean, I would say, let's say 5 to 6 minutes or so in the process of them doing that, they start, seeing movements and, all of that. And, I came back to, but my heart literally stopped. Basically, when they test me, I was literally dead. There was no breathe, no heart rate, nothing, no pulse, nothing. But what I never said, um, when I was telling my story to my family after I came out of it, I it's strange because I met my father died 2009 and my great grandmother I did not know her, and one of my aunt named Lena, I know her, but that was like when I was a child. She died when I was in my teens, but we weren't around each other then. And when I died, I saw my dad in the wherever I was. I don't know where I was, but I know I saw my dad, and my dad was like, telling me that I should not, give up hope and I should go back because it's not my time yet. I have great work to do. And I was put on hurt for a reason and a whole bunch of stuff. I always hear people say that in the movies, and I always hear people say they see their dead loved ones and all of that. But I never thought that my dad would appear to me while I was actually dead. It's like my body, I had an outer body experience, and let's put it that way. My spirit was roaming, and my father was talking to my spirit, but my body was laying there in the hospital dead, no heart rate, nothing. So, on that note, I tell myself that I'm gonna just, when I woke up out of it, I tell myself that there's a way to live and a way to not live. And I'm not gonna live the wrong way, I'm gonna live the right way. For me, I always go through serious experience in any way possible when it comes to my health. Right now, as we speak, it's hard. It's very hard because right now, as we speak, I am going through crazy pains, like crazy, crazy pains. It's very hard at some point in time to walk, and it's very hard to remember stuff. I can't remember anything sometimes. Sometimes when I'm doing stuff, I get so frustrated. Like if I'm trying to remember things that I'm supposed to do, I can't. It's very frustrating. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy at all, basically, So I don't know. It's very, very hard.
Say, I can say that it's extremely emotional already, and I must. There's not even anything that I can say to comfort you during this time. And when you explained the situation that occurred to your family, especially your mother, how did she take it?
Well, I was the one who explained it to her. I have an aunt. She came down from the States one day, and I was, home, and I got a call that my aunt was coming down, and some stuff was there for me. So she said I should come. So when I went down there, how the Caribbean is hot and stuff like that. So when I went down there, she was there talking to me, and the fan was on. At that time, I had seriously bald spots because I was just recovering from chemo, getting my hair back and all of that. So I had seriously bald spots. So when she was talking to me and the fan was blowing, she saw the bald spots. So she said, "What happened to your hair? Did you put any chemical in your hair to damage your hair?" And I said, "No." I said, "I'm just recovering from cancer." And she said, "What? What are you talking about?" I said, "I had cancer, and all the time I was in New York, in the Bronx, I was going through treatment." And she said she can't believe what I'm telling her. Why did I hide it from the family? And I said, "Well, because I just didn't want to bother or worry anyone." So I was leaving at the time to come back home when she saw the issue and she mentioned it and I explained it to her. So at the time, the driver was ready. So I had to just pick my stuff up and tell her we will talk. And by the time I stepped out the door, my mother called me and asked me what am I talking about? What is she hearing? And that's how she found out. I didn't even tell her. My aunt did, and my aunt tell everybody, and then everybody knew about it. And then I had to confront everybody and explain myself.
So is your mother in your corner now with you and supporting you? Is your family supporting you throughout this?
Well, to be honest with you, my mom is in my corner, but it could be. I mean, I could. There could be more. She could do more. I'm not gonna lie about that. She could do more. Like she calls, she talks to me, she expresses herself and how she feels about it, but there could be more. My grandmother is in my corner. I don't have much family that is really close to me. I just have small amount, and the ones that are there are, they're supportive, especially grandma.
At the time, how long ago you said this happened?
Okay, so the diagnosis started in 2011, but there were signs before that, like from 2010. And then I got diagnosed in 2011, and then I went through the chemo 2011, 2012, 2013, and then 2014, I, started to do on the recovery road. So in remission now, but the pains are excruciating. Like I'm talking to you now, and my whole body ache, my feet ache. It's a lot, and sometimes I'm muscled up to do things. Like if I know I have stuff to do, I just ignore the pains. Like I always do stuff like affirmation, just telling myself that the pain is not there. I'm okay, and it's not there. Just to go about it, just to go through it.
What is a day like with your situation? A day in your life. What is that like?
All right, a day. Like okay, for instance, yesterday and today. Today is most likely one of the best days. I'm still feeling the pains, but it's not excruciating. Yesterday was very excruciating, especially with what's going on, and you have business to do, and you have to be standing in lines and all of that. It's very much crazy. So my days are on and off. I have better days, bad days, good days. Sometimes I have to thank God for the partner that I have. He would he would call at work and he will say, "How is your feet? How is the pain? Is there anywhere hurting you?" And he would, use the olive oil and just rub the pain. Sometimes that's how I get to have a good sleep. Sometimes I don't sleep. Sometimes I'm up till wee hours in the morning. And he would say, "But you're not sleeping." And I'm like, "I'm in pain." So it's hard to sleep with pain. So a day in my life is not a happy one, but I give thanks for it because God is blessing me a lot.
This is
I
what I
have to count
this is what I
blessings.
need to get to because I'm trying to figure out with everything that you're coping with, what
Mm-hmm.
keeps you going? What motivates you to keep pushing, and what is your strength? What keeps you going?
If I should tell what keeps me going, then everyone would probably know who I am by now
Everybody
anyway.
know who you are already, you know. See, everybody has been saying it, but what keeps you going?
All right, before now, what keeps me going is my strong will to fight and survive. Um, Before I had a relationship, I was just going doing my thing, being self motivated and self strong. So my strength comes from me basically and God Himself. To be honest with you, without God, I don't know where I would have been, or better yet, without the Almighty, the Creator, then I don't know where I would have been. You understand? And now, what keeps me going is to know that I have access to persons, motivating people out there that needs it, that needs the help, that needs the support system that I needed when I never had anyone. I could have had people around me, but I choose not to tell anyone. So that's no fault of anyone, that's a fault of mine. But either way, I wanted support system and I never had it then. So now that I have an opportunity to, give persons back and help them, support them go through whatever it is that they're going through, it helps me. That's what keeps me going. And what caused the cancer? Um, I'm not telling anybody to not eat old wheat products, but I'm telling everyone to not eat too much of it. If you could substitute your white with your old wheat, that would be nice. If you can do without it, then that would even be better. But old wheat products, too much of it is not good. I know persons who are buying whole wheat bread saying, "Oh, I'm not eating no white bread," but then they're not understanding that the amount of yeast and the amount of processing that goes through is not healthy for the body, especially if you're, because everybody knows that you have cancer cells in your body and there are things that triggers it off. So you have to know what to do, what to eat, and how to deal with things when it comes to your body and what you put in your mouth.
At the time when you were diagnosed, I know you mentioned you were married. Were you married at the time when you was diagnosed?
Yes, I was married when I was diagnosed with it, and I had the support of my husband going to the dental place. He went to because what happened was when I got diagnosed with the brain and the mouth cancer, I had to start removing all the tooth out of my head. I had to take out almost every single tooth out of my head, basically, just for me to take the treatment. But when he said I had to remove the tooth, he was wondering if that's going to create a problem for me. Because as I said, I never had a tooth decay, I never had cavities, my teeth were very strong. I have chalk teeth. So at that time, when I felt my teeth breaking off and falling out, I thought, okay, because I had chalk tooth, I did not, I couldn't even think of cancer because persons with that always have sensitive tooth and all of that. So when I got diagnosed with it, it was crazy. I had to be pulling out four teeth one time, three teeth one time, five teeth one time out my head, and I keep pulling them out one by one. And let me tell you, every Sunday and every Monday I was scheduled to go to the dentist to get rid of all them tooth just for me to get the chemo. Because I started pulling out the tooth from down here. And then when I went to the States, that's when I started the chemo. I didn't have to put them over there. I just started doing them down here. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it just was so crazy. And then at one point in time, my ex husband was saying to me, "Whoa, you're pulling out so much teeth one time. You don't afraid your nerves get licked, man. You're pulling out too much teeth one time."
That's what I was
That's
thinking just now as well. I was like, that's something that should be very nerve wracking.
yeah, yeah, very nerve wracking. And I have three tooth left in my head, two front teeth and a jaw teeth with my dentures. But when he was trying to remove the last jaw teeth, I had to stop him. He hold on that tooth and he was rocking and that tooth would never come out. And I said to him, I said, "Listen, I can't go through this again. If I have to live, I'm going to live with these three tooth until God bless me and take them out of my head for me. I'm not taking out any more. So if I can't do the chemo with them three teeth, might as well God just do what he has to do. So
Mm.
yeah.
So when you tell me if you can recall how you felt when you came to and the doctors were explaining to you that, well, listen, Miss So and so, you know that you flatlined for a certain period of time.
Hmm.
What did that feel like for you, hearing the doctors tell you that and knowing that you're actually back and alive and able to hear them tell you this? What
All
was your feeling like in that moment?
all I was doing was crying unstoppable. I cried so hard. I cried like a baby. The nurses was hanging on to me, and all I was just doing was praising and thanking God at that moment. And then I started mumbling something about dad, 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 and they were like, "What about dad?" And I was telling them that my father said I should go back because it's not my time yet. I have great work to do. I have people to save, lives to save, and persons to, support and all of that. And I said to the doctor, I said, the experience that I just felt that I've been through when I was there, my lifeless body was laying there, but my soul was actually on. It was like working. Something was happening in the spiritual realm. And I said to the doctor, I said, Doc, whatever it is that I do as of now, I am going to do the right thing. I know I am not perfect, unstoppable. I get angry just like every human being. And maybe I say stuff that I'm not supposed to say or do stuff that I'm not supposed to do. But ever since then, I've been trying to walk the path of how I'm supposed to walk. And I'm not talking about Christian part now. I'm talking about just doing the right thing as I've always been doing before. It's like, when you start having a lot of empathy, a lot of care, it's like you respect life so much that you want to protect each individual that you can. I mean, you can't protect everybody, but you want to help somebody. So that experience was one in a million experience that I will never forget.
Now, now that you've passed that stage, that ordeal, and you look back at it, when you look back at it today, right? To know that you're still alive and able to speak about what you went through, what would you tell people right now that's listening to what you have to say?
I would tell people to live the right way. And when I say live the right way, I'm talking about as much as you can eat healthy. Diet. I am a big person and I'm not going to tell you that I don't cheat sometimes on eating stuff. But at one point in time, I said that I would never eat healthy again. But I was so wrong about that because eating healthy is the best way you can ever do. Eat your vegetables, eat your fruits, whatever you can eat, and also exercise. Exercise don't mean that you should exercise and lose weight. Exercise meaning that you need to stay fit. You need to stay healthy. You need for your body to keep moving and keep active because a lot of times we're lazy in the body because we're not active enough. As much as a person is skinny or slim, they can be very lazy. Their body you walk 2 miles down the road and the person slim and them a breathe like crazy. They're breathing heavily because they're not active enough. They're not energetic enough because they're not exercising. And exercising goes a long way when it comes down to health. A lot of times when we exercise, it smooths the brain, it heals the tension in your body, and it also helps your organs to keep active. Drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. Ease up off of all the sweet stuff and all the old weak stuff and eat healthy. And know we Jamaicans love our food. But trust me, guys, eating healthy is the right way to go.
The peaceful sister is asking, I know you already mentioned it, but just for those who didn't hear, um,
Mhm.
they want you to remind them, when did you say this all happened?
2011. All of this take place in 2011. It started happening before that, but the diagnosis was 2011.
All right, we're going to take a little break. We're at 30 minutes within the show. We're going to take a little break. You can take a water break, fresh up your throat a little bit, and we're going to come right back to you, okay?
All right.
All right, so once again, I want to say welcome to everyone that is here. If you're new here, I want to give you a big welcome. If you're new, as a matter of fact, jump in the chat and say, hi, I am new, and let the Unstoppable family welcome you. All right, I want to say welcome to Vinette Brown. She was invited by Lady B. So, Vinette, big up yourself. Much love. Thank you for coming over. And like I said, if you could see, the mod kept saying, all you have to do is we're asking each person to just share one time to one WhatsApp contact and invite that one person and say, come listen to this show. If each I want to share to one person, imagine the effect that would have. All right. I want to take this time right now in the break, as you all know how it goes. Once we reach a 30-minute mark, we have to say thank you to everyone who contributed to the show. I want to say thank you to Sophia James, Joy Blackwood, Lottie Brown, Marlon Unstoppable, Taz Tizzle, Gary Logan, and Menelva. Well, no, not Menelva. Natalia Grant, thank you so much for your super chat contribution. It is totally appreciated. All right. And I also want to take this opportunity right now to remind each person that is here of the Unstoppable merch store. Right. I have a big up Melvelina. Melvelina say Unstoppable. Change the color now. Now you have the green one up too long. So Melvelina, big up yourself. I put the red one here tonight. So for anyone who haven't checked out the merch store as yet, please consider checking out the merch store and getting your merch. We have other merchandise over there. We have tank tops, we have leggings, we have phone case, we have bags, we have all kind of stuff. So you can check out the merch store. All right. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please consider doing so now. All right, Carla, we're back with you. Are you still with us?
Yes, I am here.
All right. So now that we're back, tell me, when you find out about this situation and knowing your condition, when you speak to people who have a similar or the same condition like you do you consider yourself the kind of person that motivates someone else with that kind of situation?
Yes, I consider myself to be a motivator for that situation. Why? Because a lot of persons who are going through situation that I know now, they claim, or at least they say basically that, the fact that I can talk to you about it and I can relate to you, I feel like you're someone that I know for years, and you feel like a family to me, and they thank me, and basically they thank me for being there for them.
Did
So
what when you're taking this whole chemo thing, what are your thoughts on chemo, as a matter of fact? Because someone is saying in the chats that people should avoid chemo. What's your take on that?
if you avoid chemo, depending on the stage that your cancer is, then you will literally die. If you can get organic stuff and drink them and use them, or find a way that can cure your cancer without doing the chemo, well, fine. Because there are ways to cure your cancer without doing the chemo if you have the push. But what about the persons who are living in the United States who can't get access to those kind of stuff and only have the opportunity to do chemo? You have to consider those kind of people. And the situation with chemo is it's good and it's bad. It's bad because it leaves you with side effects, and it can be very excruciating and very terrible when it comes to that. But then it helps you to live longer. Stage 4 is the last 4 of any cancer. And once you reach stage 4, if you're not going to do the chemo, then obviously you're not going to live. And you may do the chemo and still don't live through it, because I know people who do it and still never live. You have access to do the chemo. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Just pray to God that you catch the chemo. Sorry, you catch the cancer early, where you can get help to deal with it. But if you can get organic stuff to do it and get rid of it, then fine. I heard a lot of things work for it. Some people said that they are cured by charcoal. And we know charcoal is a very good home remedy, as in, organic stuff and a lot of things, bush and all them something. And, at the time I was in the access of a country where I can have access to bush. But then when I have to flew out, the only option I had was chemo, and I'm living. So I don't regret doing the chemo, whether or not I'm feeling pains. You understand me? Because it makes me live long. 2011, unstoppable, compared to 2020, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still
You're
breathing.
still here,
And
yes.
still here. And the crazy thing about this is my ex-husband passed and leave me even though we weren't together. So he was diagnosed with diabetes and I was diagnosed with cancer. And he's not here with us anymore. So to me, I think it's best for us to choose our path when it comes to chemo. You have an option. Is either you're going to take the bush, drink it, and see if it cure you, or you're going to take the chemo where you can live a little longer. You just have to prepare your mind for the side effects that comes along with it.
Mhm. I'm seeing persons in the chat saying they're asking if you consume meat.
Not well, yes and no. Okay, so I consume fish and chicken, but I don't consume no other meat than that. And I kind of cut off of the chicken. I cut off of the chicken, and I'm now eating the fish.
Mhm. So was that a choice made based on the cancer, or that's a
That was
decision made because of the
that's just
cancer?
no. That's just me eating healthy, or at least trying to stay healthy. Listen, let me tell you something. You can't too, I don't even know. Too much of one thing is good for not, like I said, but you cannot be too careful. No matter how much you try to eat healthy, there's always going to be something that is going to trigger something off. Because what we need to understand is that our body is very sensitive. We have cancer cells in our body. We have all kind of cells that is in our body, and we have to know what we put in our mouth. I see persons who are vegetarian, literally vegan, and them die of cancer. I know a pastor who is vegan and is literally cancer killing. Whatever cancer it was, is still cancer. All cancer spelled the same way. So it's just what we eat and how we live and how we deal with things. Our mindset is the way to go. For most part, we can't take up ourselves and say, okay, we go cut off a meat. Our body need the protein. But it's what kind of meat you're gonna eat? All them pork and them beef and them mutton and them this and them that don't work.
I know you mentioned that you already mentioned that you found out you was diagnosed with it. How did you actually find out? Like, what happened? What led you to say, let me go get checkup? What actually happened? What led to that?
The tooth falling out. All right, when the tooth fall out and the doctor drew the fluid from my mouth, then that's what caused the situation for me to go. And he diagnosed me with it. And then when I went back to the States, they told me the same thing. So that's what the tooth falling out was the last straw because I was always having breakage of teeth, breaking off at the edges and stuff like that. But I never take it as anything. And then when that tooth fall out and I couldn't do without my tooth, I said, no, I gotta go put in some teeth in my head. And then when the doctor told me that something is wrong somewhere, he's gonna have to withdraw fluid, then that's when I said, okay, and that's when he said what he said, that's what I have, brain and mouth cancer. And then I went overseas and they told me the same thing.
See,
So two different
my reason for asking that question is I'm trying to figure out if there were no other signs other than the teeth thing. Like other than
I
the teeth, was there any
that
other signs that said, "Hey, something is wrong"?
I can't remember at that point. I There could be signs, but I never take notice of it. But all I knew it was the teeth that trigger everything up. There could be signs, but us people, when we have situations going on, we don't like doctors because I hate doctors. I don't like taking pills and all of that. So if there was a sign, I probably shake it off. I say, "Oh, child, it's nothing," and ignored it. But then when the tooth fall out and I knew I couldn't do without my tooth, especially my bottom tooth, I had to go to the dentist, and that's how I found out. So maybe it took the tooth for falling out for me to take it actually seriously. There could be signs, but I never noticed the signs more than just the tooth falling out.
Mm.
So, as I said, having cancer is one of the hardest things to overcome because you don't know if you're gonna live through it. You don't know if it's gonna be curable. You don't know what is going to happen. You just have to ride with the waves. It's either you're gonna drink the organic stuff, do what you have to do, or you're gonna take the chemo. But through all of this, God is in control. If you're supposed to live, you're going to live. And if you have a purpose, you're going to live. And if you're going to die, then your number is up, you're gonna die. So it's just what it is. And there are a lot of cancer survivors out there that can tell their story. And I am one of them. So when I say to people, don't be discouraged of certain things, your purpose is there and you have to find it. That's one of the reasons why I'm always encouraging persons. I know persons right now who are sick with the same cancer, they still have it. They're
Hmm.
going through it. They're going through the process. Their body is going through different processes, and they're giving up already. And I said, you can't give up because life is short, but it's still not short for you. You have a long road to travel. So you just have to have faith and just, keep moving.
For persons here who don't know what you mean when you say it's in remission right now, explain that to them.
In remission means that the cancer is no longer there and I'm recovering. I'm recovering from it. It's no longer there. But where is I have to visit my doctor every 3 months
Mhm.
because it could come back. It could come back anytime. That's a thing that can come back anytime, whether you eat healthy or you not eat healthy. Like I said, the simple things can trigger off those cancer cells in your body. So I have to visit my doctor every 3 months to ensure that it's not back. But I'm on the road to recovery. Remission means that I am recovered or recovering rather, basically.
All right, Dr. Mia, thank you so much. Now, I'm going to call out her name, although the whole town already figured it out that it was Dr. Mia, but we intentionally left it until the end so that who figure it out would have figured it out because we all know and love Dr. Mia's voice already. We can't hide. So, but one thing I'm going to say is this, Dr. Mia, and this is not even something that I should have to say because you already know.
Mm-hmm.
Since you became a part of the unstoppable family, you know the whole of it there in your corner. You know, you have you have a online family that is
Yeah,
there for you 100%. I'm quite sure you know that already.
I know. I
You know,
know. I
and
definitely know. I've been watching the chat and I've been seeing some persons saying that like Barbara and you have Kanaika and all of them, everybody in the chat. It's hard to call names because it's so
mhm,
much of you.
mhm.
But I feel the love and I appreciate it so much. I see Kiki says that Dr. Mia.
You see, Natalia said, Dr. Mia, no worry yourself. We're all here for you. So, Natalia, big up yourself. All right,
Thank
so
you,
Dr. Mia,
Natalie.
I'm going to open the phone lines now so that these beautiful people who wants to give you a kind word can call in
Yeah.
and do so because I'm quite sure we know the whole of them love you, you know. So watch when I open the phone line. You probably sit down there and cry when you hear what these people are going to say to you.
I'm already crying because let me tell you before I go, let me tell you guys, I'm talking and it's hard. It's hard for me. And when I tell you it's hard, it's hard. Imagine you're getting up off the bed, all right? And you're trying to stand up and you're
Mm-hmm.
standing up, but in the process of standing up, you can't move off. You
Mm-hmm.
can't step away like how you would just get up and walk. I have to stand up for a good couple seconds, if not minutes before I can walk off, or 5 minutes the most, just for my body to come back together. Because if I walk off just by getting up, I'm gonna fall,
Mm-hmm.
probably break a leg, because my feet are so fragile right now. Sometimes I feel like my feet is under fire. And when I said that, I mean that literally. So, guys, whatever it is that you do, just stay healthy and do the right thing by eating healthy. If you're eating all them heap of pork and meat now, so you have to stop, but just cut back on some of it. It's not healthy.
All right, Dr. Mia, blessings to you and thank you for sharing once again. All right.
You're welcome. All
And
right, bye there.
continue to be the powerful woman that I know you are. Cause when I say powerful, I mean you're powerful, you know. You are one strong woman. Me can tell you that.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
So
Thank you for the love, everybody. I love you all so much. And the love just can't, it's just unbelievable and amazing. And Kimon, thank you. Love you too,
you're not
darling. All
hear the
right.
love yet. Wait, the phone don't start ring. You so hear the love. All
All
right,
right.
Dr. Mia,
All right. Bye.
blessings.
You too. Bye.
All right, everybody. So that right there was Dr. Mia, as you know already, and me know said the whole on right now just want to pour out the love for Dr. Mia. So the phone line is open. It is 876-420-3368. You can call in and say a positive word to Dr. Mia and say whatever you want. So because she will be listening. Derek, my brother, what go on?
Good night, Unstoppable Live. How are you, sir?
All is well, brother. All is well.
Yeah, I was listening to Dr. Mia's story. I went back to. I always make a point to go back to people's very first video so I can get a kind of feel for them
Mm-hmm.
to see where they're coming from. That's just how I do, so I can better understand you
Mm-hmm.
and where you are today. And one of the first stories I saw is when she was talking about her condition.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I hear, because there's someone here in America that I follow, and she had a breast cancer scare, and she didn't know that there is a pain-free alternative to even scan the breast called thermography.
Mm-hmm.
They don't use radiation, and you still get a very good picture of the breast, and they could actually see this ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
But most standard doctors in this country, they don't talk about that. Just go take what they call the pancake smasher when the women go get their mammograms. Every year, the American Cancer Society makes millions of dollars for cancer research, but you don't see a resolution or a lessening of cancers. In fact, childhood cancer, animal cancers, all these things are rising. But we put out every year we put out all this money in October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I put in the chat room, there's a very good documentary on YouTube called Pink Ribbons. Pink Ribbons was originally a peach ribbon. A woman out in California named Charlotte Haley, she was putting pink ribbons on billboards to show how corrupt the American cancer institutes were. They not there to help you at all. They're there to make money. And what they do is they take the money and they drain you, and you don't get any resolution. But you can look this up for yourself, Unstoppable. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Pink Ribbons. They making a sucker out of women, and what they do is they're using people's good graces that want to help against them. There is no resolution to cancer. In fact, the American Cancer Society's own charter says if there's ever a cancer cure found, the American Cancer Society has to disband. You can read all this stuff on their own website. All this stuff is there. And one other quick question, one other quick point before I take off is that there's another good content creator. His name is Ty Bollinger. He has a 9-part docu-series called The Truth About Cancer. There's a whole bunch of good doctors on this thing, and everything Dr. Mia said is kind of what I was kind of putting in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of vigorous exercise every day stays off cancer. Broccoli is a good anti-cancer food. Asparagus is a good anti-cancer food. Taking vitamin D, getting plenty of sunlight, all this stuff helps you. It's called epigenetics because the fact is that yes, you have a bunch of cancer cells in your body, but if you have a functioning immune system, most naturopathic doctors will tell you that in theory you cannot get cancer. You can look all this stuff up for yourself. And so I am, because what it is now, I'm saying all this for this reason. In America, when you tell black people cancer, they get scared. I'm in the medical field. I kind of laugh that they get scared because all you have your internet. You have all this information at your disposal, and black people are still scared. Why are you afraid? When all you have to do is research.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, on the other hand, you have to know where to look. So I see why people are afraid. But all this stuff is manifestly provable. So I'm not afraid of cancer. I just finished eating dinner while you were talking to Dr. Mia, and I was eating tons of broccoli. In fact, there is a white guy down in Memphis, Tennessee named Chris Ward. He has stage 3 stomach cancer. Only thing he did was juice with carrots. He turned his cancer around, and now at 40, he ain't got no cancer no more. His name is Chris Ward. The site is called Chris Beat Cancer. All this stuff you can look up for yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much all I want to say. You take care of yourself and shout out to your chat room, all right?
All right, Derek. Blessings. It's always a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir. Take care. Salute.
All right, so that was Derek C. Williams right there. He's always in the chat. You could click on his name and check his channel out. Blessings to Derek. All right, I want to take this minute to say Kitty number 2, blessings. Hyacinth, blessings to you. And Cindy Randall in the building. Big up yourself. Glad to see you all here tonight. Listen, I want to say Dr. Mia, she is an inspiration, right? And each and everyone on here, should know Dr. Mia by now, right? So we just have to say big up to Dr. Mia and for being such a beautiful, strong woman. Denise, what go on?
Not much. Gosh, I feel this tonight in the pit of my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I got from this, from not from her story tonight, Unstoppable, is look at how Dr. Mia comes in here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, and any other night
Mhm.
or day you decide to come on, and you would never
Because
look at
that is
her.
who she is.
We could never look at her and say, she's going through something.
Mhm.
Oh, she's in some pain. Oh, this is something, because she doesn't come in here and say, woe is me, and have a pity party.
Mhm.
She's always encouraging. She is always, always positive.
Mhm.
And tonight, I've always had mad respect for you, Dr. Witter, but tonight, I think, takes the cake.
Mhm.
You have my utmost respect and love, and I just pray that you continue to do what you're doing, continue to stay positive, continue to love on us and allow us to love you back. And the reason you're not gone, you're still here, is because there's a purpose.
Mhm.
I really believe that. When I saw the topic earlier today, I put up all praises to the Most High, which you're like, what does
Yeah,
that
I was like,
mean?
I was
Or, well,
lost. I was like, what? Denise, what the hell? What does mean?
but I'm telling you, when I see things like that, I have to say those all praises to the Most High, and you are here for a reason. And if it's even to make one person smile, you're here for a reason. But Unstoppable, I cannot leave without saying this. Getting all my teeth removed would probably work wonders.
Go on to your bed. Denise, go to bed. Good, good
Bye.
night, Denise. If it's one thing Denise good for, Denise always have to make we laugh in the midst of sadness. Big up to Denise. Much love. And Mr. Chrissy Unique Unstoppable is in the building. Big up yourself, Chrissy. Thanks for being here. Now I want to say this to everybody who is here. While we have Dr. Mia as our caller tonight, I want everyone here to congratulate Dr. Mia as well, because over the past couple of weeks, I want to say months, but I'm going to say weeks because she do it so fast and she push extra hard. So I'm going to say weeks. Over the past couple of weeks, Dr. Mia has been pushing extremely hard on her channel right here on YouTube. And believe me, Dr. Mia got monetized today, right? She actually got the confirmation today that Dr. Mia, congratulations, you are accepted to the YouTube Partner Program. So everyone here needs to big up Dr. Mia, you understand, on that. And as a matter of fact, Dr. Mia will be going live to celebrate her monetization. You understand? So someone can roll out over there and go bless her up and super chat and thing and make sure she know say, yo, we there for you, Dr. Mia, big up yourself. All right. So even though she has a regular showtime, right? A regular scheduled showtime, Dr. Mia will be going live tomorrow, right? To celebrate her monetization, and so you can go over there and send in some super chat and bless her up tomorrow. All right? Yeah. So with that said, me I gonna say congratulations, Dr. Mia. I'm so proud of you. Cause as you don't know, yeah, Dr. Mia is my protege. You understand? Along with a few others who is on the journey to reaching the monetization status right now. So big up Dr. Mia and all the others who, take up the YouTube journey. You understand? And we're all here to support Dr. Mia. All right? So I'm not going to be staying too long tonight. I'm trying to keep the program to 1 hour exactly. Yes, I'm trying to do that. And I noticed for the past couple of weeks I've been falling off and not keeping the show time to exactly 1 hour. So I'm going to take one last call, and then after that we'll be wrapping it up and getting on with our night. So let me get to the next caller. Let me get to the next caller. Good night, caller. You're live.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good. I I was just calling to give some words of encouragement,
Certainly.
and Dr. Mia. I was just listening to her story, and I myself was diagnosed in 2018 at the age of 33, and it was for the breast. And I see her in the chat room, and this is my first time calling. I see her in the chat room, and I just see like how much of a support she is, and how much people root for her, and it just shows you that you see somebody and you just don't know what they're going through. But I just want to encourage her and let her know that life and death is in the power of the tongue. And when it's not your time, it's not your time. And sometimes things in life happen just so it can make you a stronger person. Because even while I was dealing with and I'm still dealing with my situation, I went back to work, and then my mom had multiple surgeries and things happened to her where she cannot do for herself. And I'm actually, while I'm having all these side effects and stuff, I'm having to care for her as well. And it was so interesting. Even the where I work, there was a numerous other ladies that I work with that had it, and even the person that was covering for me while I when I came back was diagnosed as well. So we created the support system, and just having your show too just shows that like when you have another support system, it makes a world of difference. And my story, I don't know exactly how I got it, but I have suspicions of how, because ever since I was younger, I had a lot of period pains, and my mom would bring me to all the different doctors and take so many different medication until I ended up in the emergency room, and I ended up on the birth control pills, which I was on for years. And I also suffered from excessive sweating, so I was taking using a deodorant that was like a prescription deodorant for my sweating. But I think just from doing some research that ladies out there, if you can avoid taking birth control pills for an extended period of time, even if you have so like very severe symptoms, because it was getting to the point where it was affecting my life. I was vomiting, I couldn't go to school, I couldn't go to work, and I stayed on these pills, and there was no other alternative. So if you can avoid, if there's a way for you to avoid taking those pills and using certain deodorants, try to use a natural deodorant. Even if you have to sweat, do the sweat and just try to be safe. And those are my few words. And Dr. Mia, we're in this together, and you're here for a reason. And kudos for you for just being such a support to other women.
Thank you for calling, caller. It is totally appreciated. Message me after you come off the call and just say your name in the chat, so in the message, so that I can store your contact. All right.
All right.
Thank you for calling me.
Okay. Bye.
All right. So, Mrs. Sevilla say, unstoppable, stop your foolishness now, man. I'm ending exactly at 1 hour. So, you can turn there. Marcia, don't play with me, no. What, Marcia, no play with me, no, Marcia. Marcia, don't
Hello,
play with me,
good
no.
night.
Marcia, I am
Don't
ending
then
at exactly 1 hour. And you call me upon the last minute, so you have 30
it
seconds,
was
Marcia.
I've been getting so many times I tried on the line, just busy.
Marcia, you have 29 seconds. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay, okay. Real quick. I just wanted to tell Dr. Mayor that she got to just keep the strength, keep the faith. I understand what she's going through. I know what she's going through. I'm feeling those pain that she described right now. And I just want her to keep the faith and just do what she's supposed to do. Keep healthy, all right?
Well,
I'm not gonna keep the stream up now. Yes,
Marcia,
dear.
listen.
Yes, honey.
Dr. Mia has mentioned your name to me. Dr. Mia said, unstoppable. You see the woman there when you Marcia wear? She is a very,
Mm,
very nice lady. And since I met her, she has been so supportive to me. So listen, we don't have to tell
yes.
Mia that we are in her corner, because she know. You never even know she mentioned that to me though until now, right?
Ah,
So
true.
now you know. Me and know say you are there for her. So everybody wanna big up Marcia weird, cause me a big her up. Me a don't tell me. Cause me and I have conversations. So me I say, you say
Yes.
Marcia weird? Big up Marcia, cause Marcia is a very supportive woman.
We talk all the time, but I never meet her in person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
enough of that happened too.
And we just love her. We just love her. And we talk late at night and quite often, we just share the pain and share the joy same way,
Because I know you're in your situation as well, but that one is for another show. We're going to deal with that one another time.
Yeah, we'll get enough time. So when you have the time.
All right, Marcia. Blessings. Thanks for calling. All right.
Yeah, keep the faith, my love. Keep the faith.
Yeah, man. Much love.
Okay. All right.
All right. None of uno no call again. Uno now go keep me here a next minute. I've gone over 54 minutes. Well, 54 seconds already. Do not call. All right. All right. So with that said, I'm going to do the shout outs right now. I'm just going to wrap it up within 2 minutes. So Unstoppable officials, march out right now so that we can do the shout outs. But while I'm waiting on the Unstoppable officials to start marching out, what I'm going to say is if you are listening to this show right now and you have a situation that you're going through, it could be anything. It could be something you're going through with your family. It could be something you're going through with your husband. It could be something you're going through with your wife, and you feel like you have no one to talk to. Feel free to send us a message to the number on the screen. It is 876-420-3368. We are here to listen to you. And if you need advice, we will give you that advice. We have beautiful people here that listens in each show night. We go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday night at 9. So tune in and participate and become a part of the Unstoppable family. All right, let's go. Unstoppable officials have started marching out. Let's do this now. All right, so far I'm seeing Natalia Grant, blessings. Menelva Unstoppable, Natasha Moore, Susie Unstoppable rocking the gold VIP. Derek C. Williams rocking his gold VIP. Natalia Grant rock the regular VIP, but you don't know she is still VIP. Denise Unstoppable, blessings to you. All right, Lottie Brown, who just signed up the other day. Liba Unstoppable, and wait, we just see a member come in a while ago. Who was that? Unstoppable Boss Lady has became an Unstoppable official. Much love. All right, let's see who else. Let's see who else is the officials right now. Where are the officials? Sandy Love, blessing Sandy Love. Officials, come on, march out officials. Teresa Myers, Susie Unstoppable, Natalia Grant, Kizzy Unstoppable, Norma Dillon Unstoppable. Come on. Negrita Unstoppable. Oh, Negrita, me see you say you're waiting on your merch. I know your merch is on the way, Negrita. All right, Marcia Weir, much love. JJ Sip Talk, Lola wrapping our VIP gold badge. All right, Trev Essence rocking our VIP badge. Kimon Reed rocking our badge. All right, Liba, yeah. Where are the rest of the Unstoppable? Rosie Unstoppable rock our VIP gold badge. Whoa, you wanna see? Rosie upgrade to our gold badge. See it there? Yeah. All right. Who else there? Which other Unstoppable official is here? Jennifer Carter, blessings to you. Welcome to the stream. All right, Marlon Unstoppable. Marlon, why are we upon Marlon? Why are you not a member yet, Marlon? Marlon, come on, man. Do better, Marlon. Do better. All right. So it looks like those are the Unstoppable officials that's actually here tonight. Oh, wait, to Claudine there. Claudine Cameron Unstoppable, an official just roll out. All right. Is that all the officials right there? Is that all the officials? It would appear so. Mama Millie, blessings to you. Blessings, Mama Millie. Kanaika, I have to big up Kanaika as well. All right. Those are the officials who are present on the stream right now. All right. So everyone, as some of my boss lady say, hold on, this is supposed to be my second month. Don't worry yourself. If this is your second month, you soon go over to your VIP badge. All right. And some of my boss lady to say a word. If you have Roselle Powell, big up yourself. Much love to you. If you have not yet signed up to become an Unstoppable official, please sign up to become an official and get your badge rocking beside your name, and you will get your shout out every single show night. All right, everyone, please stay safe. Have an awesome weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. If you have not yet followed me on Instagram, go over there and check me out on Instagram. It's Unstoppable TV on Instagram. We go live over there from time to time too. And we have good conversations over there. All right. I want to say bless up to the peaceful sister as well. Much love to you. Remember, do not miss Dr. Mia's live tomorrow. Dr. Mia will be going live at... Dr. Mia will be going live tomorrow at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Thank you, Rosie, for that super chat. It is totally appreciated. All right. So 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. the whole I want to go check out Dr. Mia Live and make sure you say you prepare for go send in some super chat over there on Dr. Mia Live. All right, everyone, have an awesome night, and I will see you Monday.
Feel the music, 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 move your waistline, move your shoulders, feel the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders, This music got me feeling like them way up high, sipping martinis and blue slushes with umbrellas up high. I like dancing, you like dancing? Put my feet up